Hello and welcome to Hops and Bros. This week, we're salting your beer fields.
Yeah, why?
For an open window on the crabby world. Max and Chris from Ups and Brew. Ups and Brew. Welcome to Ups and Bros. Yeah.
So yes, you've probably seen your grandfather or your father or your uncle.
That weird old guy that's ordering
At the bar, and
deep fried pickles, and
He's adding salt to his beer. And why? Why is he doing that, Chris? Why?
And why it makes you cringe and feel weird and don't know and what's going on? What's going on, Max? And why? Where does it start? Where does it start?
So this week we are talking about adding salt to your beer. So we're not going to be talking about Gosas, which we have a video on Gosas. You go check it out.
Which is a fantastic video.
And that one, yeah, it's a great video. It's our best video, naturally. So go check it out. Now,
all our videos are
the best videos. Yeah, they really all are. So you can't go
Yeah.
wrong. But that one is especially the best. It's
Can
the
I
bestest.
slow down? It feels good to be back in front of the
Yeah,
camera.
it's true. You've been gone for a week.
For a week.
Yeah.
They don't even know.
No, they don't know because we tricked you guys and we filmed in advance.
Trick ya.
Yeah. So,
Oh, and yes, sorry. If I
Yes,
cut
go
you
ahead.
again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Today it's Max's birthday.
Oh,
so,
it
let's
actually
sing-
is.
Yeah, so let's sing Max happy birthday. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, dear Maxim. Happy birthday to you.
well, that was awkward enough. I wonder how many people actually sang. Let us know in the comments
Yeah.
below if you did sing me a happy birthday.
If
Which
so, thanks a lot.
I won't hate you if you didn't. I am not much for celebrating my birthday.
All right.
So,
Salt in your beer.
salt in your beer. Oh, well, I guess announcement number 2.
Announcement number 2.
Yeah, today BAOS is launching his collaboration with Sawdust City.
Oh.
So if you haven't had a chance to follow the adventure he's been on, go check out his social medias and try to get your hands on one of the bottles or the cans
It's a
of that
can,
beer.
and it's the Get It In Ya double IPA brewed with Australian hops because.
And
as
I was
we
gonna
know,
say,
Craig.
try to guess what kind of beer is it, but yeah.
Sorry, I kind of fucked it
Yeah.
up.
No, it's
Sorry, Dad.
it's gonna be a haze bomb.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry, Dad.
All right,
So-
salt in beer.
Salt and beer. So naturally, we're not talking about Gosas. Gosas is
Yeah.
a beer that is brewed with salt or salt water, historically speaking. Now, go check out the video if you want to know more about this. We're talking specifically about how your uncle likes to add salt to his beer.
Yeah.
Now, it's a practice that originated around the end of Prohibition. So, brewers started brewing beer again, but they had to find cheaper ways to brew due to hard times with the war and all. So they started adding rice and corn to their beers to try to I guess, limit costs and maximize flavors. The only thing is that it did add some good flavors. So people started to try to add stuff to beer to make it taste a little better. So some added
Exactly.
fruit like lemons and limes and stuff like that, and others started salting their beers.
Yeah.
Salting the beer had different effects that Chris is going to be talking about in about a sec now.
Yes.
But yeah, so like today, you don't really see it as much, mostly because with craft beer, it would be sacrilege to do this. You're
Exactly.
ruining what the brewer is trying to do. Now, with macros, I still see it. My brother, who is 32, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this. He's older than me, but not by much, will still add salt to his beers. Usually
Okay.
he's a macro guy. He's not
Okay.
yet a micro guy.
There's a lot of macro guys
Yeah.
putting salt into their beer that tastes nothing.
Pretty much.
All right, stop
So,
complaining about it.
Why? Why, Chris?
Why? There's an old saying back in the ancient times that putting salt in your beer reduces cramps, muscle cramps, when you do hard work. So the hard working guys that were drinking
Sweating
beer,
a lot
exactly.
and they had water deficiency or they get dehydrated.
Exactly. So salt creates the you get thirsty. So you drink more beer to get hydrated. So this is the kind of concept that built around the salt in your beer.
It's
at
also
first.
water retention, right? Like
Exactly.
salt helps with water retention.
Yeah, which is another point where the old guys say that when they add salt to their beer, they go pee less often.
enough, yeah.
Because it
I can see
retains
that
water.
happening.
I'm not really sure if it really works. We might have to do like a full science project on that. Not
Or
there
not,
yet.
no.
But also, the guys felt less bloated because it reduced the carbonation level of the beer. So as you can see in those two glasses, Max added salt to his, and I added
didn't.
salt to mine. And
Oh, you did both. Okay.
I can see that there's a little bit more carbonation in mine, but not that much.
Yeah.
Not that much.
So you didn't add salt to yours?
No, I didn't.
No. Okay.
But
perfect.
you did.
Yeah, I did.
So we can see the whole difference. That's the whole thing. We did a little science experiment
Yeah.
right now on the show. But back to salt in beer. It also mellows down the harshness of the beer, reduces the bitterness, and enhances the maltiness of the beer.
Okay.
So having salt in your beer cuts down the bitterness, reduces the sharpness of the beer because of carbonation, so brings out all those malty flavors that are less harsh for the unusual beer
Yeah, so
drinker.
those old school beer drinkers who aren't fans of bitter beers, of IPAs and stuff like that, I would see how they would want to limit even the small amount of bitterness you would have in a
Exactly.
Bud or a Labatt's 50 or something like that. So.
Exactly. So that's why your old school guy still puts salt in their beer, because there's an old saying. There's my dad used to do that.
Yeah, it becomes a family tradition at some point. You see
Exactly.
someone in your family do it, so you keep on doing it. You don't really know why.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons why we brought this subject particularly is because someone asked me, like, why do you put salt in beer? And I did not have the answer. I had no idea. I'm just like, I don't know, because I don't do that.
I had the same issue when you told me that. You're like, let's do salt in beer. I'm like, yeah, we did already Gosas. He's like, no, salt in your beer. I'm like, why would you do that at first? But it really opens up my mind about it, because it's true. Literally, like, beer used to be cheap. They wanted to add flavors. They add a little bit of off flavors. They wanted to cut down on that, cut down on the harshness, because of course maybe bitterness was a little bit higher back then. I'm not sure. I haven't drank like an old Miller Lite from 1970s yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to do it.
Macros still use the same ingredients. They still use rice and corn to flavor their beer. So you would see how, I mean, they're probably more flavorful than they used to be, but how much? And people still use salt in them to this day, old school people, and there's got to be a reason.
There's got to be a reason.
Yeah.
But before ending that whole salt rant or salt beer rant, I want to point out a little experiment that homebrewtalk.com, one of the guys over there, suggested. So he's a teacher, and to teach his student about salt, I guess he's a science teacher, or I don't know, I don't have the full backstory. He proposed to drink tonic water. So of course tonic water has a little bit of bitterness that comes naturally not naturally, because it's built up, it's a soda built with something else that creates the bitterness in the tonic. Either way, drink it. You'll get bitterness, of course. Lick a little bit of salt, then drink it again, and it will bring out a lot of sweetness. That's in the tonic. So usually you don't taste sweetness in the tonic, but adding salt to it will bring out that sweetness that you don't usually see. So you'll see that
There's a
actually tonic,
difference to add
there's
salt,
sweetness
yeah.
to it. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's why we were curious to put it in that beer. So we took a basic lager, fantastic lager. It's crisp, it's light, nice, a little like not too hoppy to it. But adding salt to it literally killed off
It did.
the
It really
bitterness
did.
in the beer.
Yeah.
Literally. And I can't stand drinking this. Literally.
Like, it's not good, but it's not bad. Like,
Yeah.
I would not do it on a regular basis, and I would not even, like, add it in my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if I had salt and I was feeling cheeky, I might put it in and then still drink the beer. It's drinkable.
Yeah, it's drinkable, but it still add like a good like.
I
handful.
added a lot of salt.
From what I heard, a lot of people just like a pinch of salt
pinch
to
of
it.
salt or something.
And cool other story I read. A lot of old school uncles and grandpas were doing this as a magic trick for the kids. So let's say they were drinking their full glass of beer. Halfway, your head is killed off. So they were just taking a little bit of
It'll
salt,
pinch and then
magic, and then the head was rising. So kids were like, "Wow, you're doing magic! You create bubbles in your beer."
And another thing that I saw is some people will actually add salt to their coasters. So that the glass doesn't stick to the coaster.
Yeah, I saw that too
Yeah.
when I was doing my research.
I was always curious as to why when I go to like dingy bars, there's always salt on the table. It might be an explanation, might not, but it might be an explanation as to why.
It might be. So let's end this on what's your weird beer tradition when you drink, like something really weird that we might not know about, or just something weird.
Yeah.
And also, we want to point out we finally received our Queza glassware from Bose or Rwanda Brewery Project out there. was a Kickstarter back then. In
Yeah, it was a while ago. Like
a year and a half,
almost a
maybe?
year. Yeah, maybe
So,
more than a year ago. Finally
from-
got the glasses.
from
They're
the
nice.
last-
They look good.
Yeah, from the last news I had, they've been having a little bit of trouble
Yeah.
from some of the part of the project, but I'm pretty sure they're getting really close to opening up the brewery, and that's the reason why we're having those glassware right now. So,
Yes, sir. So
big,
cheers to
big,
that
big-
project,
yeah.
which was a cool project back
Big thumbs
then.
up. It's
Yeah.
still a good,
Yeah.
pretty cool project, and I'm really stoked. So if you're out there in Rwanda, go visit them in Kigali, Rwanda, the Kwaza Brewing Company, and if you happen to have a bottle or two, maybe send one over.
Yeah, we'd love to review the beer that's from there. That'd be
Exactly.
awesome. So cheers,
Cheers.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Oh, they do cling nice.
They do, yeah.
Fantastic clinging glass. Whew.
All right.